Toastmaster Mayuresh.
Toastmaster, start. You may proceed.
Hello, and a very good morning to all. I said good morning. So those online friends can just say with emojis, and offline can just say good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. So
Good morning.
let's feel the music in here. So just to feel the music in here, once again, hello and a very good morning to all. I, Toastmaster Deep, on behalf of Pune Northwest Toastmaster Club, welcome you all on the occasion of 409th meeting of the Pune Northwest Toastmaster Club. Friends, this club has a very basic objective to provide the supportive and positive learning experience to achieve the communication and leadership skills, and to achieve the greater self-confidence and self-development. So friends, now there are certain basic rules, as we are going to have very exciting meeting today, as I know and I believe. So for that matter, there are certain rules and regulations in order to achieve the cheerful and successful experience of this meeting. There are 3 M's which I'm expecting from all the members today. Number 1, first M, mobile mode. Please keep your mobile mode in a silent, not in a sound mode, just to have the better meeting experience. Second M, please don't move unless and until it's required. To get my most out of this meeting, I request, please don't move, whether you are online or offline. Please be attentive, listen patiently. And third, that is nothing but to mute yourself. So if you are on online mode, unless and until been asked, or unless and until you want to have some interaction, please mute yourself. So that's my request. So with that, and there are few do's I'm expecting. Those who are online mode can just open their videos if possible, unless and until your bandwidth is not cooperating with you. Second important is that to open with your smile whenever you are going to interact with the audience, right? So now with those basics of the meeting, let me take this opportunity to invite the guests who are with us today for this meeting. So I just invite, if there is any online guest.
Can you check there is an online guest, Mayuresh? Can you check there is an online guest, if any? Is there any guest here? Okay. Toastmaster Deep, we have one offline guest, and I'm not aware.
So I invite. So I just invite the guest. So just 2 things I'm expecting from the guest. First, your name, please. And second, your profession, please, so that we will know each other. Your name and profession, just that.
Hello all, good morning. My name is Vishnu and I am a mechanical engineer by profession, and I'm working with the corporate as a project manager.
Thank you, guest. Over to you, Deep.
Yeah, thank you, dear guest. Yeah, so there is one instruction for all the members and all the participants today. So whenever you are going to start with your speech, you can just say, good morning, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and dear guest. So that can be just like a standard greeting now. I'm just urging. So now, dear fellow Toastmasters, it's a time to get introduced to our Toastmaster of the day. So our Toastmaster of the day, who will be actually going through the agenda of the meeting, he will be with us throughout the meeting, and he will be like a guiding force and the coordinator for this meeting. It's my privilege and honor to introduce Toastmaster Raghvendra, Toastmaster Raghvendra Manikwar is a senior engineer by profession, and he is the senior Toastmaster of the club. So, members, please have a round of applause to welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Raghvendra. And I hand it over to Toastmaster Raghvendra for the further proceedings of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deep. Can anyone online confirm I'm audible and visible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Now I want everyone to close your eyes for a minute and just let's feel this music. Imagine you are in your childhood, school, playing with your friends in your playground. You are playing your favorite sport. There is some chit chat, funny things are happening. Somebody between the game, someone is cheating. You finally won the game and you are celebrating. How many of you were actually feeling those senses with this music related? Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, good morning. Myself, Toastmaster Raghvendra, I will be your host for today's meeting, and I welcome you all to the another exciting and fun and learning program of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. Today is 409 chapter meeting of Toastmasters, our Toastmasters Club. It was the time when I graduated from my 10th standard. Me and my family decided to shift at another location, and I started new college at 11th standard. All my childhood school friends were left behind, and as I've come from the Marathi medium, it was difficult to me with cope up with 11th English standards system. While that period, I was felt little bit alone and quite frustrated. Due to my good scores, my grandmother gifted me a mobile. And while it has loneliness, that mobile radio became my friend. Anything I used to do, I was to listen songs on that radio. By traveling to college, coming home, eating, studying, always I was listening either on radio or the songs I downloaded in those times. And it helped me to reduce my loneliness and again focus on my study. Music been part of our life from in every aspect of our life, be in ancient time, be it today, be it someone's birthday celebration or be it someone's funeral. The music was there, be it someone's wedding or the sad breakup after or sad breakup, be it celebration in party or in long trip driving a car, we always music accompanied us. Similarly, in today's our meeting, we will have a musical journey and we will have fiesta about it. Before that, let me welcome you. Let's welcome our club president for presiding our address. Before that, I want to introduce him. He is senior engineer working in MNC. He likes traveling and reading books. He's been with our club more than 3 years and achieved many more things. Let's welcome Toastmaster Abhishek for presiding address.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghvendra, for the very warm welcome. How many of you have a song that means something to you? A song that makes you tied to some memory or some people, a song that urge you to dance or to remember something and feel an emotion. Sometimes those songs are more than just a song or music to us. Sometimes they have a deeper meaning. Sometimes they are our personal song. For most of us, music reflects our current feeling. For example, if you are driving on the road with some of your friends, you might want to listen to fast song. in the evening, if you are just sleeping and you are thinking about something, you want to listen to sad song. Our feeling reflects how what kind of song that we want to listen. At the same time, different kind of song changes the way that we feel. For example, if we listen to some energetic song or some calming song, then it will reduce your blood pressure, it will make you much more calmer, it will reduce the amount of anxiety hormones, it will make you much more calmer than you feel right now. Also, if you are more involved, for example, if you are singing, if you are dancing, if you have attended some concert, then you might feel much more happiness than just listening to it when you are more involved to it. Also, various singers or the music composer, they have also feel the same. When they compose music, they feel more connected to themselves and people as a whole. When you sing, when you compose music, you are much more connected to your own emotions. Now, none of this is surprising, and song actually trigger different element of our brain that makes us much more comfortable, remember different segment of our past, and also it can improve our mental state as well. So let us invite today for everyone to have to embrace the song that they like, to sing in the bathroom if they want, to dance in the living room if they want, to sing while going to the work, and to enjoy, feel the connection to every one of us. Now, coming to the human emotions and human connection of the song at the same time, not only song, but if we want to stay connected with the reality, it is important to stay connected with people as well. Based on the research, it is found that those who are not connected with people, they are actually disconnected from reality and making like correct decision. And in the same context, Toastmaster is a wonderful place where you will meet like-minded people, you will listen to their story and actually stay connected to practical experience. So let us today hear what our Toastmaster of the day has under his sleeve for today's role. And at the same time, today we have a very special session that is planned to you, and it will help you understand the Toastmasters and leadership in general. So to move the meeting ahead, I will hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Raghvendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for wonderful session. Now let me explain today's meeting for benefits of guests. Today's meeting will consist of 3 sessions. First, we will have an educational session by one of the veteran and seasoned Toastmaster. She is idol for many Toastmasters. Second, we will have prepared speeches. Each and after those prepared speeches will be later evaluated by our club senior member. Third, we will have impromptu speech session where each member and guest will get chance to come here and speak on the topic given on the spot for 1 to 2 minutes. Later, we will have moments of glory. Now let's begin with our first session. Today, we have a very special educational session as we are ahead of XCOM election season. And I guess there was no one better than the today's presenter for this session. She has achieved 5 times DTM role. For benefit guests, it takes years members to get single time, and she has achieved this 5 times. She was immediate past district director. She is the club coach to the STL Toastmaster Club, which is just away from 3 DCP points. And she has performed all the XCOM role 7 twice till date. Let us welcome DTM Mukta ma'am. Mukta ma'am, can you check
Thank
the
you
audio?
so much, Toastmaster of the Day. What a wonderful introduction. Some things I didn't even know myself or did not remember, being a coach and things. So thank you so much for reminding me. So today's session is going to be brought to you because Abhishek reached out to me and said, wow, next week are your elections. And I mean, it's a real wonderful thing that Toastmasters Club of Northwest is conducting their elections in the very first week of November, as is required by Toastmasters International. Most people forget that the elections should be conducted in early November and do it late November, December, even at the end of December. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you and tell you how proud I am that you are conducting your elections in the very first week of November. Now, oftentimes, and especially now in this season and for the past 2 years, we've been a little lazy. We are happy to sit at home, and we are not so forthcoming in taking up this club officer roles. We feel let somebody else do it. But you know, the whole purpose of being a Toastmaster, and I've been a Toastmaster for almost 16 years and have been a club officer, I don't know, 12, 14 times, you know, because I feel if you serve and if you contribute, you not only bring satisfaction to yourself, but you also help improve the club. You learn to work as a team. So time and time again, working with different teams, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And today I'm going to tell you of my experiences along with how each role is played out and what the duties and responsibilities are. Today, my workshop is called the Magnificent Seven. Now, the reason I called it the Magnificent Seven is, first of all, our team, our club officers team, is made up of 7 people. And also because I so enjoyed the movie called The Magnificent Seven. So if some of you have not seen the movie, do see it. And you'll see these wonderful Western guys on their horsebacks, you know, saving the people of a town from people who are attacking them, and how they work together as a team. And it was a brilliant movie. Some of the best stars of Hollywood were in this movie. So this movie, which I have seen since my childhood and seen over and over again, The Magnificent Seven, I thought it's the perfect title to give to this session today. So now I'm going to ask Abhishek to help me do my presentation. I have a PowerPoint which will help me and help you also understand. So it's the Magnificent Seven, and I would request you to go on full screen. Next, please. So the first thing is, why be a club officer? Okay, it is important for us. Next, please. The reason for us to be a club officer is to serve. You know, the Mahatma Gandhi said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And it is really true. I'm sure you see it at home when you are serving your family, you're doing something special for your spouse or for your children or for your siblings or for somebody at work. You feel such gratefulness and for yourself. So to serve is probably one of the most important things. And since we have joined Toastmasters willingly and for learning, so let us also give back and serve. So that is the main purpose of being a club officer. Next, please. In the process of serving, you learn so much. You learn about Toastmasters, you learn about the educational programs, you learn how each one behaves and how we need to treat other people in our clubs. So you learn a lot, and then from that learning, you are able to guide people, share knowledge. Now, today, I don't know one rule of a contest, okay? So I will ask somebody in my ExCom, hey, how do we run this club contest? So there is a sharing of knowledge. And and you know, when the Sergeant at Arms today read the mission of Toastmasters and said that it is a safe environment, And therefore, asking questions should never be something that we skip on. You know, asking questions and sharing knowledge is all encompassing. In fact, every day I get so many messages, how do you do this? How do you do this? And I share that knowledge, but I also tell them where to find this knowledge. So sharing knowledge in a warm and friendly environment is another reason for being a club officer. Next, please. To participate as a team. You know, we are very good. All of us are really good at working alone. And this COVID, staying at home and working from home, has in fact made us become individuals. You know, we do great work from the house, whether it be for office or whether it be in the house. But it is time to learn to work as a team. And a lot of clubs are unfortunately not doing well because the teamwork is not there. People are not meeting, people are not connecting and communicating. So teamwork and having fun doing it. Go out, sit out and meet for a coffee, the whole XCOM. Go out for a walk, go out for a trek. The weather is improving. So when you work as a team and have fun, then you definitely want to be a club officer. Next, please. To contribute to the success of a club, we all know that we have a distinguished club program, the DCP program, which a club runs, and we all want to work for it. We want to complete educational levels. We want to bring in new members. We want our club officers to go for training, all of it so that our club achieves some level of distinction and becomes distinguished. So as a club officer, it is our duty to contribute to this club success, and in doing so, we will also contribute to that district success. Next, please. To earn credit. Finally, this is the last reason why we become a club officer. After you have served, after you have learned, after you have shared knowledge, worked as a team, and contributed to the success of a club, the last reason, but an important reason, is to earn credit. Tomorrow, when you want to work towards becoming a distinguished Toastmaster, doing your DTM, you will need to have completed 2 terms as a club officer. You need to have completed 12 months as a club officer, maybe in 2 different roles, maybe in the same role. So you will get credit for this if you volunteer to be a club officer. And it is definitely a sense of accomplishment. And my 5 DTMs only happened because I served as a club officer for so many years. So 12 months is what you need. So you can see how many terms I have served. All right. So these are some of the reasons why you should definitely want to be a club officer. Now, I'm not going to ask you here how many of you have been an officer and how many of you are going to put your names down. Remember, you can stand from the floor for a club officer's election. So even if you have not thought about it, you've got a whole week to plan and think and say, yes, I too can serve my club. All right, next slide, please. Now, who are the club officers? What I'd like you to do is the Zoom master can unmute everybody. So stay silent, but have the ability to unmute yourself so that when I ask questions, so that we can keep it interactive from now on going forward. And as I ask you a question, anybody can unmute and answer. Okay, so somebody, who are the club officers? Who are the club officers in Northwest?
Strong pillars of the club.
Yeah. Just give me the titles, the names, not what they stand for, but who are the ones that we are going to elect?
VPPI.
Who are the Magnificent Seven? Come on.
Vice President PR, Public Relationship,
Okay, excellent, Ashutosh.
because I am.
All right, so fantastic. So we will see, all right, when we come to your role, Vice President, Public Relations. Who else?
President, VP
Abhishek, who was
Education,
he? Abhishek, he opened the meeting. So he was the president. Okay, great. President. Next.
VP Education, Vice
VP
President of
Education.
Education, Vice
Okay.
President of Membership,
Okay.
Vice President of Public Relations,
All right, Ashutosh.
Secretary,
Yes.
Treasurers,
Yes.
and Sergeant at Arms.
And Sergeant at Arms. Wonderful. Okay, so let's give him a round of applause, okay? Because he really named all 7 officers. So these are the 7. The president, you can open it up, Abhishek, all of them. The president, VP Education, VP Membership, VP Public Relations, Secretary, Treasurer, and Sergeant at Arms. Although this is the hierarchy of the officers in a club, the president being like the CEO, and then you have 3 vice presidents, and then you have the secretary, treasurer, and so this is the hierarchy. But please remember, in Toastmasters, we are all equal. We leave our titles. I mean, we have our titles. These are titles in the club, but otherwise we are just all one, and we work together for our growth and for the growth of our members. So these are our club officers. Now I'm going to go through each role quickly. And if you have questions at the end of each role, you can ask them. We're not going to leave it to the end because then you might not remember what we are covering. So let's start with the president. The president is the CEO, like I said, somebody who is going to be the motivational factor, somebody who is going to lead the team, lead the members, and must always have that presence of mind and, you know, have a smile, be empathetic, just like the head of a family is, just like the head of a company is. So now for each role, I've divided it into 3 parts. The first part is what the person does before the meeting, what the person does at the meeting, and what are the other responsibilities outside of club meetings, okay? So that you will clearly understand what the duties and responsibilities are. So before the meeting. Now, Abhishek, Abhishek, don't open it. Today before the meeting, what did you do?
Okay, so I think before the meeting, mostly to understand the agenda, everything is in correct order or not, and making plan what are the other events, any announcement that we need to do. All those planning needs to be done before the meeting starts.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's open up. So before the meeting, you have to check from your different team members, from the VP Education, VP Public Relations, membership. Are there any announcements to be made? So those are the points you should be writing down, that during the meeting, I need to make the announcements. Every meeting should have a couple of minutes called the business session. And in this business session, the president makes announcements that the area contest is going to be held. So-and-so person is going to visit us and give you a presentation. Whatever the announcements are, fees increased. We are not going to have a meeting. We're going to have an outdoor meeting next day. Whatever announcements have to be made, the president should be aware of it before the meeting, make a note of it systematically, and make these announcements during the meeting. So check with the ExCom if announcements have to be made. Next, prepare on the theme of the meeting. Today, Abhishek really spoke really well on music and how feelings and emotions are brought out by music, not during the meeting. Abhishek just, and he spoke really well on that part during the meeting. So that is very important for the president to set the tone of the meeting. Just imagine if the president just comes to the meeting and has not thought about the theme. How does the TMOD feel that the president is just not interested in my theme today? But because the theme is music to my ears and the president really spoke about how our emotions change, how our feelings change, we feel good or bad depending on what kind of music we play. So he actually generated interest for the theme, and then the TMOD can take over from there. So it's very important for each meeting for the president to speak about the theme at least for a minute or two. Next, please. During the meeting, next. So lead the meeting, set the tone and pace. Remember, you should look like you are in charge of the meeting and set the right tone and pace. Even if you have not had a good day at home in the morning, your boss has said something to you, when you come to your meeting, put all that aside, because now you are the leader. You bring that smile, you bring that encouragement to your members. They should feel, hey, on a Sunday morning, we're giving up 2 hours of our Sunday morning, but it's well worth it. And this is the tone that the president sets at every meeting. Next, please. Greet guests and members and invite guests to introduce themselves. Today, I saw that the Sergeant at Arms asked for guest introduction, but this is generally done by the President and not the Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms only reads the missions and the rules of the meeting, and the rest is done by the President, because after all, the President is the head. So when somebody comes to your house, it is your parents who introduce the guests around. So similarly, at a meeting, let's have the president greet the guests and invite them to introduce themselves. Next, please. And then, like I said earlier, speak briefly about the theme. Remember, each one of us has to stay within the time for the meeting. We have a set amount of time for each role player in the meeting. So you have to talk briefly. The president might have 3 or 4 minutes only during the start of the meeting. So if you have a minute or two for guest introduction, you're only left for a minute or two to speak about the theme. So be cognizant of the time and keep to the time so that it does not become boring and the meeting can go on with a good pace and tempo. Next, please. Now, after the president does, and then of course the president introduces the Toastmaster of the day, because the Toastmaster generally comes after the president. Today, what I saw in your meeting is the Sergeant at Arms introduced the Toastmaster of the day, then the president, then back to the Toastmaster of the day. So I'm going to suggest, and this is only my suggestion, that the Sergeant at Arms introduce the president straight away, because the president is really the one who starts with the tone of the meeting. And then the president, after he has said what he wants, will introduce the Toastmaster of the day, and the Toastmaster of the day takes over the rest of the meeting. So there are no breaks and no going back and forth also. These are just recommendations, but you really can run the meeting the way you want it to. Okay, so what are the other responsibilities of the president? Once the president knows what is happening in the club, leads the club, let's see the major responsibilities outside that the president has to conduct. Next, please. The other responsibilities, yes, and to conduct the business portion of the meeting, which I have already said. The other responsibilities are conduct monthly ExCom meetings. Now, this is really important for the president to do. The president, in order to keep a feel of what is happening in my club, to feel the pulse of the meeting, are members not coming to meeting? What is the reason? You need to have that ExCom meeting so that each one of your ExCom can contribute and say, hey, The VP Education says, I'm having a problem sorting out the agenda. The VP PR says, you know, I really don't have the time this week. Can we find somebody else to substitute for a couple of weeks to make the posters for the meeting? Unless the president calls for the meeting, he or she does not know what is happening with all the ExCom, and they really need to contribute. So presidents, please conduct monthly ExCom meetings. Next. Work towards achieving club and district goals. I told you that this DCP program is important. We need each person, each member to be active, to do speeches so that we earn DCP points. We need to attract members so that we get fresh ideas in our club, and new people can also be introduced to Toastmasters. So as the president, you need to plan with your ExCom what is the roadmap for achieving your club and district goals. Next, please. And for this, we have a club success plan. If you do the club success plan early, you will know that these are the things to be done. Upload new club officers list on time. Now, this is one thing that a lot of people forget. I have a list of about 14 clubs in our district that have not uploaded their club officer list, and therefore they have already lost that half a DCP point because they did not upload their list. So if your elections are in November and December, the time to upload the new club officers for the next term is before the 31st of December. But since your elections are on the 6th of November, as soon as they are over, go to Club Central, Mr. President, go to Club Central, open up the club officers list and fill out the names of the new officers. You can upload it immediately so that that part is done, it's taken care of, and you don't have to worry. So upload new club officers list on time. Next, attend the district council meeting twice a year. The district director will invite you and inform you that a district council meeting has been held. It is your duty as the president to attend this district council meeting. It is only held twice a year. So the president of July to December will have only one meeting to attend, and the president of January to June will have one meeting to attend. So it's not a huge time requirement. It's only one meeting, but do attend, because then you are made aware of everything that is happening in the district, and you bring that information back to your club and tell your club members that this is what the district is doing. This is the way forward for the district. So attend district council meetings twice a year. And at these next, and at the district council, you will have to vote on behalf of the club. So if there are new resolutions being made in the district, it is your responsibility to vote on behalf of your members. So these are the broad responsibilities of the president. Now you see that the president is keeping the whole team together, but you really don't need so much time. People are afraid to take on club roles because they say we don't have the time, we don't have the time. But if each one of you is planned, and if each one of you just does your bit of a role, you really don't have to spend day and night on Toastmasters. Do your job and it's done. Set a time aside, be disciplined, say I will do half an hour's work each day, or I will do 1 hour on the weekend, and your work is done for that week. But please be a club officer. Now here I will stop and I will ask if anybody has a question on being a club president. Anybody? Okay. If we don't, we will just move on to the next role.
Hello,
Vice
Mukta ma'am.
President. Yes, ask.
Yeah, distinguished Toastmaster Mukta, I have one question.
Yeah.
Toastmaster
Just-
Venkatesh this side.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm my understanding and the knowledge. What I have understood is, in the absence of the president, who can preside, who can deliver the presiding officer's address. That is what I understand is all VPs.
Yes.
Vice President Education, Vice President Public Relation, Vice
In
President
that
Membership.
order.
Yeah.
Venkatesh, in that order. Okay. So
Okay,
if the
okay.
president is not present, the next in command, which is the vice president education, takes over. If the VPE is also not there, then the VPM. Okay. If the VPM is not there, the VPPR. Okay. In that same order that was displayed to you on that chart. All right.
Absolutely fine, ma'am. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Next, let's move on to the VP education. Now, this probably is the most challenging. All roles are important because remember, everybody has to do their bit of the role for the club to be successful. But probably the most challenging and oftentimes the most frustrating is the job of the VP education. Currently, my husband is VP education in our club, so I know how challenging and frustrating it is. All right. So let's see what the VP education does before the meeting. Before the meeting, obviously the VP education is planning the meeting, planning today's meeting, for example. What is going to be the agenda and who is going to take up the roles? And it is really the most challenging because I don't know why people are not volunteering for roles or even helping the VP education complete that agenda within a day. All you have to do is say, put your hands up and say, okay, I'll be the speaker. Somebody else will say, I'll be the evaluator. Somebody said, you know, we have joined Toastmasters to contribute, to learn, to develop our communication and leadership skills. And I'm not saying that you have to do a role every single week or have to attend, but at least 50%, at least 75%, 2 out of 4 meetings, 3 out of 4 meetings, make the life of that VP education easier by volunteering. So the VP education plans the agenda. I've got 2 hours. This is the agenda. I need 3 speakers. I need 4 speakers, and plans who is going to do what. So find the role players for the meeting and publish that agenda. So when your meeting gets over today on Sunday, the VP education should already be releasing the agenda for next week and inviting people to take on the roles. Next, please. Inform the president of members who have completed educational awards. Yes, the VP education, you know, the president does a business section at the end, but in that business section, if the VP education has said, hey, you know, Deep has completed level 1, then the president can make that announcement during the business session. So the VP education should find out who has completed educational levels and awards and inform the president so it can be announced. Next, please. And the third thing the VP education has to do is to coordinate with the Toastmaster of the day for that particular meeting. Toastmaster and VP education have to be in sync. The Toastmaster can't say, okay, I've got the theme of the day and I'm done. The Toastmaster of the day has to liaise with the speakers, get their introductions, and can get the help of the VP education. VP education and Toastmaster of the day should have a good bond, should coordinate and help each other to make each other's work much easier. So these are the things the VP education does before coming to the meeting. Next, please. Now, at the meeting, the VP education again has 3 things to do. Not really involved with the meeting, but should be there at least 10 minutes before the meeting and see, have all role players arrived? Although the Toastmaster of the day is checking, has the speaker arrived, our counter, timer, is everybody in place? If not, again coordinates with the VP Education. This person has not come, and the VP Education can help to find a substitute for that role in case somebody is not present. This is really the two people coordinating very well. You know, there should be no blame game in this, okay? We are all in a voluntary organization. The TMOD should not say, this is not my job. And the VP Education should not say, hey, it's the TMOD's job for that particular day and meeting. If you work well together, the two, it makes life much easier. It's a much more friendly atmosphere that is created in the club. So ensure that all role players are present, or else find substitutes and replacements very quickly. Next, please. Again, at the meeting, when the speaker is speaking, find out, is that speaker today completing level, or is it just one of the projects of the level? If it is completing a level, then again tell the president, and that person can be applauded at the end of the meeting. Now, when a person completes a level, that speaker needs to enter in their level completed. When you press that level completed, the VP Education will receive an email from Toastmasters International to verify that completion. VP Educations, please verify that completion immediately. Last week, I completed level 5 of my path. And I sent a message to my VP Education and said, oh, I have finished level 5, and you must have received a message to verify. It took my VP Education a whole week. Something which can be done in 2 minutes took a whole week. So every day I kept checking the dashboard. It was not there. It was not there. Now, if you want your members to be encouraged and motivated to be speakers and do projects, then you should also be proactive and verify their completion as soon as you get a request from TI. It takes 2 minutes just to verify it. Go to Club Central and say, yes, level done. Okay, so VP Educations, find out who is completing levels and be proactive and verify that. And next, find role players for the next meeting. So if you, after the end of the meeting, if you put up a chart, an agenda, and all the names are blank, all the roles, and say, hey, who's going to take up the next meeting? You might fill up your agenda even today. You know, after the meeting, spend just 5 minutes, and maybe you will get 5 volunteers for next week's meeting. So try and fill up the agenda immediately after today's meeting is done. So these are the things that you do at the meeting. Let's see, what are your other responsibilities, VP Education. Next. Ensure that you attend the weekly XCOM meetings. When the president calls for XCOM meetings, ensure that you are there, you contribute, you give ideas as to what is going wrong, what is not. You have your success stories. Oh, this meeting went fantastically. We had a great speaker. We did whatever you did. And also talk about your challenges, so your team members know what are your challenges, and they are going to help you with that. Next. Encourage members to achieve their goals. If you have seen members not speaking for a long time, give them a call. Say, hey, you know, you've not taken up a role for a long time. You've not spoken for a long time. How about it? Try and encourage them. Find out who is their mentor and get people to work with each other so that they achieve their goals. After all, we are here in the club to improve our speaking, to become more confident speakers. So unless we encourage our members, they are not going to achieve their goals. Next, you have the club contests to organize. Now that is a fully different topic and subject as to how to do it, what are the ways to do it. Organizing a club contest is a big role. Here I will suggest to the VP Education, find a member in your club who will help you with organizing the club contest. Don't think that you have to do every single thing on your own. VP Education, there's a lot of work. Meeting after meeting, week after week, you are filling that agenda. So for the club contest, get 1 or 2 people and say, hey, I need help with the club contest. Let them do the work and you can supervise it and give them the guidelines for conducting club contests. Next, like the president, you too are responsible for attending the district council meeting, which the district director will invite you to twice a year. So you and the president, you all are the 2 representatives of your club at the district council meeting, and you must attend. And the last thing that you need to do is when you go to there, think of what are the, who are the people standing for elections, what are the issues being brought out that will be beneficial for your club, and vote on what is best for your club. After all, you are representing your members. So these are the overall responsibilities of the VP Education. Sounds big, sounds difficult. But believe you me, it is frustrating when you don't get people to volunteer. But if you are organized, if you set teams of people, get a little team of your own to help you, the job can be easier. Let me give you a tip. In our club, our VP Education has assigned the entire ExCom 3 members from the club, 2 members or 3 members or 4 members. And every week, now I'm the sergeant at arms of my club. So every week I have to call up these 3 people that are in my little group and find out, are they coming to the next meeting? And if they're coming to the next meeting, then the VP Education will assign them a role. Now, so the VP Education doesn't have to call 20, 30 people. He has divided the 20, 30 members into these, between the 7 ExCom people, and we just call up 2, 3 people and find out who they are coming. So don't think that the jobs are so difficult. It is up to you to make it easier. Any questions? No questions? Either you're afraid to be a VPE or you have understood what it entails. All good to go? Should we move on? Okay, so let's move on to VP membership. Next, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Do ask.
So I had a question here. I have been VP Education and I found it like quite a hectic job. Fine, here I can. So is there anything like, I guess it's common in everywhere and I guess it's common in Toastmaster International. So is there any possibility to add a supporting role to VP Education?
Of course. So like I said, create your own team. Find out 2 other people who would be interested in becoming the VP Education next term or the term after, or your friends who are ready to help you. Yes, like I suggested, break up your membership into small groups and tell your president, you know, I see the president really has no big role except is looking at things. Ask your president, can you help me call up these 2, 3 people on a regular basis? Okay, so every week I ask your sergeant at arms, can you call up these 3 people on a regular basis? So get people involved. It is up to us to create teams and to get help. So if you get help for your contest, if you get help from your entire ExCom on a weekly basis, to find out who is coming and who will take up the roles, your job will be easier. And in a very nice way, always motivate people to take on roles. And at the end of today's meeting, all those who are here, all 12 who are here, ask them if they will take up a role at next week's meeting. Okay, make your life easier by finding your own teams.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Does that help?
Yes. It will.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one, VP membership. Before the meeting, the VP membership, what will you do? Introduce yourself to the guests, especially if you are in offline meetings. If the VP membership is there today in the audience, go around and introduce yourself that you're the VP membership and meet the guests and make them feel welcome. Next. If there is any PR material that your club has, any brochures or any pamphlets or any information, send it out to the guests immediately. Once you get their contact detail, send them a little note. Thank you for attending the meeting, and here is some more information about Toastmasters. Make them feel engaged in the meeting, VP membership and VP PR. A lot of these roles, really overlap in some places, and it is up to us again to work. Give them promotional material, either physically or by email or WhatsApp. Next. And inform the presidents if new members have joined and when their induction should be done. So VP membership, if you in this month of October have managed to get 2 new members, make sure that your president knows that we have 2 new members in a club, so that the president announces and welcomes them in the meeting, and also you conduct a formal induction ceremony. Induction ceremonies can typically be done once a month so that every meeting is not disrupted, and all those members who joined during that month can be inducted together. So these are the things you will do before the meeting. At the meeting, your job is really not much except to greet the guests. Next slide, please. Meet the guests and explain the main highlights of your club. What does your club do? How did your club start? When did your club start? You all have been in a new club for nearly 6 or 7 years now. Northwest has been a club. So tell them, for 7 years we've existed, we've achieved so much. Talk positively about your club and then tell them how to become a new member. Next, please. One thing that clubs don't do and should do, VP membership, if you are meeting in person, keep copies of membership forms with you at the meeting. And when the guest has arrived and is ready to leave, give them a form. You are not pushing them into becoming members, but it is a reminder to them that, hey, I've got a form, maybe I should fill it up and become a member. All it costs you is 25 or 50 paisa to print those forms. So do not hesitate to keep membership forms on your table at your meetings. Give it to a new member. They may meet those guests, prospective guests and members, and answer all the questions that they might have about Toastmasters. Be encouraging, be engaging, because after all, your job as VP membership is to grow the club. You are like the recruiter of the club. Other responsibilities. Attend ExCom meetings. Like I say to every ExCom members, it is your duty when the president calls for the meetings to attend it. Next, encourage members to get guests and bring them to the meetings. Okay, you cannot do everything alone. Nobody can do everything alone. We have to work as a team. Next, upload the information of new members in Club Central. Now, this is very important. The treasurer cannot make payments for the new member if the VP membership has not uploaded the information of a new member on Club Central. So as soon as a club prospective member fills out the member application form and gives it to you as the VP membership, please ensure that the details of the member, name, address, telephone number, etc., are uploaded so that that person's name will come on the roster and the treasurer will be able to pay for that member. So upload new member information. And finally, organize a membership drive or a campaign at least once in a term. Once in a term, have a nice event. If it is your 250th meeting, if it's your 500th meeting, if it is somebody coming, some occasion that you are having, make it as a membership drive or a campaign so that you invite a lot of guests and hopefully you can convert a few into members. So these are the responsibilities of the VP membership. It is an ongoing process. There is not much work to do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, but ensure that you are there at the club meeting. You are giving a form, you are talking to prospective members for a few minutes and encouraging them to come back to your meetings and even join your club. Any questions here? No? Okay. So this is relatively simple. And VP memberships, you can possibly also help VP education from time to time to help fill up that agenda. Next, let's go to VP PR. I think we've got Ashutosh over here. Right, Ashutosh? VP PR?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so let's hear from you. What do you do?
As a part of my responsibility to our club VPPR, I do prepare posters for every meeting.
Okay,
and I make
wonderful.
sure that whatever initiatives the club is going to take should be known to everybody. All the members and the non-members should be apprised the events or the forthcoming activities, what we are going to do. It should be informed to everybody. And to take our club to the reach of everybody as much as possible by whatever means that can be done.
Fantastic.
So
are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying this
yes.
role? Yes? Okay. Yeah,
and
you've
I'm
got to
very
enjoy
fortunate
that role.
I'm very fortunate that the existing members of our ExCom members are really helping me to do these jobs every time.
Excellent. So you are already part of a team and feeling good because you are part of a team, and you can reach out to your colleagues to to help you and to make things better. So yes, thank you so much, Ashutosh, for that. So before the meeting, definitely find out from the Toastmaster of the day, VP Education, what is the theme? VP Education and Toastmaster of the day. Please don't give the VP PR the theme the day before and expect a poster to be made and for it to be circulated wide. Give it at least a week before. So today, if the Toastmaster of the day is decided for next Sunday, Toastmaster of the day, please give your theme to the VPPR. So a nice poster is made, an attractive poster is made, and it can be circulated far and wide to other groups, circulated in your friends group, circulated in your in the district group, on social media, circulated so you can get maximum publicity. That's what the VPPR has to do. Next, please. Yes, circulate this information to other clubs that allow you to publish it in their club groups, and also publicize district events. Every now and again, who is our district PR manager? Does anybody know?
Mayank Naidu.
Very good, very good, fantastic. So yes, so just like we have a club public relations vice president, we have a district PR manager, that's Mayank Naidu. They have a lot of initiatives happening, a lot of awards, a lot of events happening. So every time you see something on the District 125 PR campaign, make sure club PRs that you put that in your club group. So promote the district in your club and promote your club in the district. Next, please. and participate in district contests and report to president. So if Mayank Naidu has got a promotion and some award or some event where the clubs can participate, do participate. After all, the district is doing it for the clubs and the members. And if we do not contribute or we do not participate at the district level, then really all the efforts are going away. Just like we feel in a club, like, oh gosh, we're putting in so much efforts for our members and they are not participating. It's the same thing for the district. They too put in the efforts. And if we as members and clubs don't participate, then they feel like they are not being appreciated. Next, please. During the meeting, public relations, again, you are just basically greeting members, engaging about with them and talking to them about your club. That is your only role at the meeting. And outside the meetings, your other responsibilities, next please, are again to attend the monthly ExCom meetings, give some creative ideas. Next please. Suggest creative ways in which you can publicize your club in the district and in social media. Get inputs from other members of your team so that you'll have a holistic plan for your club for the whole term. And so these are the two or three things. And Ashutosh very nicely explained his role, what he does, how he gets help from others to promote and expand the PR of the club. Do you have any questions here? Otherwise, we will move to the last three roles. Okay, let's move on to secretary. Secretary, before the meeting, see now today, whatever has happened at the meeting, please write a short minutes of the meeting and circulate that. It is very important that the minutes of every meeting be written in brief. You don't want a 4-page minutes of the meeting. It sounds fantastic and looks good, but really you don't. The thing to highlight by the secretary, what is done and said by the president in the business part of the meeting. What did the president announce? Because that is a reminder to those who did not attend the meeting. Oh, the area contest is next week. Oh, the division contest is on the 13th of November. So these are the things that the members need to remember. Definitely say what happened at the meeting in brief, but talk more about the business portion of the meeting. So ensure that the minutes of the previous meeting have been prepared and circulated to the members immediately. Now, if the secretary is really active, as soon as today's meeting is over, the secretary needs just half an hour. You can create a template which you use week after week and just fill in the details and send it out to the members immediately. So it's fresh in your mind, it becomes fresh in the minds of the members. And it really does not take more than half an hour if you can do it immediately. Next, please. And inform the president if any announcements have been made. So if there are any district announcements that have been received by the secretary, inform the president so that can be announced. During the meeting, at the meeting, secretary again, remember, every ExCom member needs to be proactive and engage with guests and make them feel welcome. So even secretary can help in welcoming guests, and of course, during the meeting, take down notes about the main things in the meeting, and that will help you to prepare the minutes of the meeting. And another thing is note the attendance. Find out how many people have attended and keep a record of attendance week after week after week. In fact, the club can have an award within the club for the best attendance in the term. So keep a record of the attendance. In our club, we give cash benefit to our members who attended 50% and above of the meetings, or 75% and above. And that is announced at the beginning of the year. So maintaining that attendance is a very important thing, and it should be maintained by the secretary. Other responsibilities: again, attend the monthly ExCom meeting, which is called for by the president. Now, when the club charters, the two people who sign the club charter forms are the president, and not VP Education, but the secretary. So if and when you all want to charter another club, please remember that it is the secretary of the new club who will sign the charter form. So this is not a responsibility, but this was just a little bit of information that I wanted to give you, that it is the president and secretary who sign the club charter forms. The third thing, very important, when your club got chartered 7 years ago, your club received a charter certificate. This is generally maintained by the secretary of the club, and it is a very important document. It is a document that should be kept in the locker because it is so important, and even bank accounts cannot be opened without this club charter certificate. And the last is, again, the secretary is really important, because when the international officers are being elected, it is again the president and the secretary who can vote and have a proxy to vote at the international. So see how important the secretary is. They sign the club charter papers as well as they have the proxy to vote for the international officers at the international elections. Okay, so here I'm going to pause for a minute because I think there are a couple of questions. For induction of new members, who is responsible? Could you please elaborate in brief about the charter form? Okay, so this is, let me answer. Who is responsible for the induction of members? Okay, so the VP membership brings in the members, and the president can ask the VP membership to conduct the induction. Okay, so it is a nice thing if the president hands over to the VP membership to conduct the induction of new members on a monthly basis. All right, president can do it, but it's just a nice gesture. I hope that answers your question. And can you explain something more about the charter forms? I think that would take another full meeting, and I really don't have the time today because I'm now rushing through. I will answer that to you privately, okay? Next. Let's move on to the role of the treasurer. Of course, the treasurer maintains all the accounts of the club. Whatever money is paid for by the members, the bulk of the money is sent to Toastmasters International as your fees, but a small portion of it also remains in the club for you to conduct your club activities, to pay for the rooms which you'll rent to have your meetings, for you to have your snacks and fellowship and whatever else the expenses are. So the treasurer maintains club accounts, next, and reports the expenses to the presidents. This is an important thing because money is always something to be taken great care of, okay? And we don't, and the highest amount of integrity and transparency is in this role as treasurer. So whatever monies are collected from the members, see that they are maintained. If you have a bank account, then it goes directly into the bank account, and a report of your accounts should be presented to the members. At the meeting, make sure that you collect the members' dues. Now, we know that the renewals period is October to March and April to September. So right from the month of September, the members' dues need to be collected. So the treasurer needs to remind members to make their payments and renew their membership and collect that money. And when the dues are collected, next please. Present the accounts once a month. And this is what the treasurer will do during the meeting: collect the dues and present an account, present the accounts once a month. At the end, just for 2 minutes, just give a statement that we collected so much money this month and these were our expenses and now our balance is so much. You just have to make a brief statement, but it's nice. It shows transparency if the treasurer can do it at the month. So the president can give 2 minutes to the treasurer every month to make this announcement and to make a statement. What are your other responsibilities? Attend the ExCom meetings and again tell them these are the expenses we might have. Our room, which we used to rent for 500 rupees, is going to be 1,000 rupees from next month. Inform the president of all the changes in the expenses. Next is to prepare an annual budget. At the beginning, you have to say that we possibly will have 20 members renewing. So this is the money we will get. Based on how much money we have, this is the annual budget we will prepare. This year we can't go for expensive trophies because we don't have so much money from the members. So these are the kind of things that you have to work out to work on that annual budget. Next, maintain the bank account and ensure that the bank account is updated on a regular basis. Next, make payment to TI on time. The renewals which you receive from your members, if you don't pay that to Toastmasters International on time, then the members don't remain in good standing. They can only be members in good standing if the membership money that they have paid is made to Toastmasters on time. Next, budget for club events and awards. So depending on how much money is left with you, work with your ExCom and say, okay, we can spend so much on printing. We can spend so much on trophies for the contest. We can spend so much on snacks after the meeting. We can spend whatever, etc., etc. Work on the budget. And the last responsibility of yours is to ensure that your club accounts are audited at the end of the term and handed over to the next treasurer who comes in. So these are the responsibilities of the treasurer: collect money, keep accounts, make payments to Toastmasters International, work with whatever money is left in your clubs, and get your accounts audited. Is that understood? Okay, next. Sergeant at Arms. Before, set up the meeting room. Now, if you are online, you know that you have to have a Zoom account. You need to open it and ensure that the information of the meeting is sent to everybody. If it is an in-person, there is a lot more work for the Sergeant at Arms. The room must be in order, the whiteboard markers, gavel, ribbons, all the material that is needed for your meeting, your ballot papers for voting, everything is kept in place and ready when your members come. So Sergeant at Arms, if you are taking it up like I am Sergeant at Arms, I make sure that all the material is kept together in one bag. So when I go for the in-person meetings, I carry that with me and set up everything before the members arrive. Next. And if you serve snacks at your meeting, ensure that it is ordered and organized before the meeting ends, okay? So if you have a place that serves your snacks, order it so that it comes to you on time. Next. During the meeting, again, greet and welcome guests. Next, if it is an in-person meeting, generally at the, at the entrance door, we keep a little table with all the information for guests that they can pick up. We keep a guest book, which they can fill fill up and enter, and any PR material that needs to be given to the guests. So the Sergeant-at-Arms can take care of all of these things. And during the meeting, the Sergeant-at-Arms, when you all have your voting for best speaker, best table topic speaker, evaluator, the Sergeant-at-Arms collects the votes and then hands the results to the President. That is during the meeting. Other responsibilities. Yeah, maintain that attendance sheet. That is what I said. At the entrance, you can keep a attendance sheet for the members, can also have a guest book for the guests to fill it in. Other responsibilities, attend ExCom meeting, and the second responsibility is to maintain all club equipment. It is your responsibility really to look after the club ribbons, to look after the voting slips, ballot slips, trophies, all the awards and trophies that have been received by your club should be kept in one place by the Sergeant-at-Arms. Of course, nothing is hard and fast. If the Sergeant-at-Arms is not able to keep all of things, they can always request somebody else in the ExCom to do it. Remember, it is all teamwork. These are the basic responsibilities of the 7 ExCom, but there is no hard and fast rules. It has to be a combined joint effort. Next, I am running late. I have already overshot my time, I think, but let's go to the joint responsibilities of the team now together. The 7, what is your responsibility before the meeting? Make sure that each one of you has done your role, okay? Don't say that this one didn't do this, this didn't do it. Make sure that you have all done your roles together. Only then can you succeed as a club and as a team. Ensure that you are prepared during the meeting. All of you should be looking after guests and members and greeting one another warmly. And come to the meeting enthusiastic and energetic. Don't come to a meeting feeling as though that it is, it's a punishment. You are coming to enjoy, to learn, to have fun at your meeting. It is your club, so enjoy it. Next. Okay, there are many responsibilities for the whole team to do together. One is to complete the moments of truth and the success plan. This has to be done jointly. It is not any one person's responsibility. Next, work towards your club becoming distinguished. I know Northwest has always been distinguished and presidents distinguished and continue to do that. For that, you need to plan as to who is going to do what. Who is going to accomplish and complete the levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, who is going to do it and when are they going to do it? So plan and work towards becoming distinguished. Next, have diverse and interesting meetings. I know over the years, Northwest has gone for tree planting outings, has had picnics outdoors. Plan things outdoors to keep members interested and engaged. Next, have joint meetings. Sometimes, your membership is low. You need a variety. You need some excitement. So conduct joint meetings. Again, it is not one person's responsibility. It's a collective responsibility. Next, encourage members to attend district events. Oftentimes members just come to club meetings and say, oh, we've attended our club meetings. But you need to go outside your club to another club. You need to go to area contests. You need to support the members who are representing your club. So encourage members to attend district events. Next, very important, I put it in capitals, attend club officers training. It is a responsibility for every club officer to attend training and find out what is your duty and responsibility. I've already done a lot of this. Some of it might be repeated when you go for your club officers training, but nonetheless, you will then know exactly what it is to do. And the last point is find a member to help you. I have said that in all of the roles, that if the job is too big for you, if it is a burden for you, if you need to take some time off at times, find somebody who will help you do that job so that the club runs well. It is never without your role, and you don't feel so burdened and tied up. So next slide, please. So I have two questions. Is it easy to be a club officer? Yes, it is definitely easy to be a club officer. It is not at all so burdensome. And my next question is, should you volunteer to be a club officer? A big yes. You should definitely all volunteer. I hope you'll have great elections. And the last line is, then what are you waiting for? Volunteer, take part in your club elections. And I wish you all the success for great elections and a great term in office to all the incoming officers. I will just take one question because I need to leave and I have already overshot your time and possibly delayed your meeting. So you can end the slideshow, Abhishek. Thank you so much for helping out. And if there is a question, I will just take one question. All those who are here today, you can feel free to reach out to me and ask me things personally. I'm always happy to help you and answer questions. So even if not here, you can always text me and I will be happy to answer. With that, I hand back to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you, Mukta ma'am. I guess that was very brief, and I hope everyone is motivated to part in EXOM elections, which is going to take place on 6th of next month. And I hope we will get overwhelming response for it. Thank you, Mukta ma'am, for your wonderful session. Now we will have a pause break for 3 minutes for chit chat. And if anyone want to ask question, you can ask to ma'am. We'll have a break.
The way you communicate, the way you present yourself, the way you listen to others. I have been working with my current organization for last 10 years. Here, a senior salespersons have a good knowledge on the product and application, based on which they have bagged a multi-million-dollar orders. These seniors have become my role model. Achieving the technical expertise is my primary role. In each of our conference meetings, our senior leaders have emphasized on the fact that we are a solution provider rather than a product selling company. I understand the customer requirement very well, and I have provided the suitable solutions to their requirements. One day, we received an announcement saying we have been taken over by a multi-billion-dollar Fortune 100 company based in US. The complete merger and acquisition process took almost 3 months, after which we were shifted to the corporate office located in Pune itself. When I entered the premises, I found the environment completely different. There were around 4,000 employees working for different businesses, while we were hardly 25 to 30 employees before getting acquired. The things were managed in a very different manner over here. The senior leaders were not the experts in their designated fields, while they were experts in their soft skills. The way they communicated, the way they tried to integrate the people coming from different culture was impressive. I found it very interesting. After some time, I got the feeling that I won't be able to reach to the senior leadership level by competing by the people surrounded by me with such an high skills coming from IIMs and IITs. I thought it's impossible to be a leader. Then I discussed this with my manager. He gave me a feedback that you need to improve your soft skills. You need to have a strategic lookout towards each problem of your business to be ready for your next role. I took an admission in one of renowned business schools in India. There they taught me a strategic framework to run the business. Also, I came to know about the Toastmasters, where you can enhance your public speaking. There was a college club which I could not join because it was located in Mumbai. After completing my MBA, I came to know Toastmaster Venkatesh has been an active member of Toastmasters Club Pune. I approached him. He helped me in registering to be a member of this new club. After joining the club, I realized this Toastmasters is much more than enhancing your public speaking. You can be a good listener if you take on the role of an evaluator. You can improve your presentation skills if you take on the XCOM VPPR role. And there are many such XCOM roles which will help you enhance your soft skills. So for those who are not the members, I would urge them to be the member of the Toastmasters Club. And for those who are already the member, I would urge them to please take on various XCOM roles and be active. It took me almost 10 years to realize the importance of the soft skill, but I would want every one of you to realize the fact and the importance of the soft skill at their earlier stage of the career. So thank you once again to the Toastmasters Club for providing me this platform to enhance my soft skill and my leadership skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Now let's have a moment, like 30 seconds time for feedback to the speaker. Everyone can pass on your feedback to the speaker by WhatsApp message. Until then, now I want to ask timer to know specific timing of speaker. Timer, Mayuresh. Can you tell how much time it took for the evaluator? Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Mayuresh. Now let's move on to our second session, that is of impromptu speaking. Members and guests will get chance to come and speak here and deliver speech on the spot. You will get topic here on the spot. It will help you to develop your thinking ability and cognitive ability. To conduct this session, we have an energetic and enthusiastic Toastmaster. Let's welcome Toastmaster Avadhoot for conducting Toastmaster table topic session.
Thank you. Can anybody from online confirm me whether I am audible and visible both?
Yes,
Very
Toastmaster.
much.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Hello, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful Diwali times. Yes or no? Great. Good morning, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guests.
So this is an interactive session, we can say, wherein everyone can participate. So we have one objective for this. So this objective can be clarified with two WH questions. The first one is for what? Okay, for whom, sorry. And second one is for what? For whom means this is specifically an open opportunity for everyone in the meeting, and anyone can join this and participate in this particular session. And for whom, for what, sorry, for what is basically, this is basically to develop their impromptu skills, develop their thinking capacity or ability on their feet. So this is advisable for everyone. There will be timers for the table topics. There 1 minute will be for the green card. After 1.5 minutes, there will be yellow card. And after 2 minutes, there will be red card shown by the timer. You will be getting 30 more grace seconds. After all the participants, we will be having voting for this, and we will choose our best table topic speaker of the day. Okay, then are we ready? So we are going to do something different now. Today, I have some paper chips. I am putting that on this table, and whoever volunteer is here, they can come here, they can pick one of the slip, and they will have their topics to speak. And to embellish this particular session, I'm going to give a chocolate for every participant. Okay, guys, so who is volunteer here? I would, great. Can you pick one of the slip? Let me read this topic. Okay, this is regarding our theme only. So when we are happy, we enjoy the music.
Yeah.
When we are sad, we realize the music.
Thank you, table topic master, Toastmaster Avadhoot. When we are happy, we realize we enjoy the music. And when we are sad, we realize the music. So as rightly said, this quote holds very perfect, I would say, when we all accomplish something. And at that time, we achieve and we cherish our success. So in that case, we always feel that whatever we achieve in a sequential manner, that gives us so much confidence and a pleasure, and we feel everything is going very smooth, everything in the right direction, right place. And that helps us to enjoy any sort of music. Even if it is any music you listen, you feel it, it can be enjoyed. It makes a true sense. But at the same time, the contradictory part of this is, let's say you are in a very sad mood. Something went very wrong in your life. You might feel very bad. So on that particular moment, you feel anything, any music which is listened by you, you feel sorrow in that music. It is all about the psychology, how you take it. Whether it's you are optimistic about the things which happened in your life, or you are pessimistic, how you take the things in your life. Irrespective of the situation, you have to take the things very positively in your life, so that every music, every tone in your life, you should be able to enjoy, and that should embellish other members around you. There would be a people who might sing a different tune at times, but you have to carry your life and go ahead. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master, Toastmaster Avadhoot.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
And this is your chocolate, as I committed.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? I would. Yeah,
Avadhoot, I also wanted to try.
definitely, definitely. May I know who is your name?
Ashutosh.
Ashutosh, yeah. So maybe our TMOD will help you to pick the cheat slip, okay, for you.
Yeah, Raghvendra, please do a little cheating. Give me a small, easy topic.
Definitely, all are easy. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, so Ashutosh. Yeah, so your topic is practice makes perfect. Toastmaster Ashutosh. Toastmaster Ashutosh, practice makes perfect. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avadhoot, for giving me this wonderful and so relatable topic that practice makes a man perfect. In every walk of life, whatever we do at the start of any event, we are not accustomed to doing those activities or doing those jobs. However, when we start making a first step, then taking further steps, we definitely end up achieving the results. So what has happened in the background? Definitely we are repeating the same activities, and we are repeating the same activities. By the course of time, we are learning from it, because whatever mistakes we have committed at the first, we learn from those mistakes. And there is also one saying that there is no failure in life. Either we achieve it or we learn from it. And how we are failing, how we are achieving, how we are learning, it is always happen when we are keep doing the same things, when we are practicing the activities, when we are trying to get into the stuff and try to learn more and more from it. So whenever we are keep on practicing, when we are keep on exercising the activities, it will shape us in a certain way that helps us to achieve the bigger goals in our life. And if we do not let ourselves backward and try to push in every walk of life, so that we will keep on taking the new challenges and learning from there, and the success we are going to relish enjoy in the over the period of time, definitely we are going to enjoy our journey of life, and that keep on practicing will make us perfect every another day, and we will keep on moving and achieving the rungs of ladder and success. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh. Thank you for wonderful speech. Anyone here from guests?
Avadhoot, my chocolate.
Yeah, it's due on me, and you can collect once you meet me up.
Sure.
Your good name? Vishnu. Vishnu. Yeah, pick your slip. You can open. Yeah, so for guest Vishnu, the topic is knowledge is power. Guest Vishnu, knowledge is power. Over to you.
So, very good afternoon to all of you, and thank you very much for providing an opportunity to have a discussion with you. And fortunately, that is a good topic. Knowledge is power. For the reason I'm here. So, when we talk knowledge is power, it gives confidence to us to discuss with anybody about any of the topics in our corporate life, in our family life, I can say professional and our family lives, and even with our all of our friends. So when we talk about knowledge, it is not only about our profession where we are working. It is all about everything which is surrounded by us. For example, if we are with our family, we are with our child, we should aware about what knowledge we have to provide to our child in order to for their future. If we are surrounded with our friends, we should be able to talk with our friends the topics which we are they are discussing amongst us. So knowledge is the requirement for us in order to survive in our corporate lives and also in our family lives, also in order to move in our career. because Rohan has mentioned rightly about his experience, about his professional life when they were another entity and when they were merged into the one another entity, because that was the cultural difference. Cultural, when we talk about cultural, that is also one part. And for that, in order to survive in that particular field, we should be aware about the knowledge. We should have knowledge about that particular field. And knowledge can be gained out of experience. It is not like that we can directly jump out to that particular subject. It again came through the experience. And that's what I feel. If we wanted to have more knowledge, we should gain that through the experience. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Vishnu. This is your chocolate. And thanks for wonderful speech. We have another guest here, so I would like to call him on stage. Your good name?
Akash.
Akash. Please pick the ones, please. Okay, so for Akash, guest Akash, we have a topic: hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Guest Akash, your topic is hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Over to you.
I don't know.
Okay, you are not comfortable, then maybe we can do. I would like to mention here, guys. He's a. This is his very first meeting, and he's bit not comfortable with English language, so we can give him some, his own topic, or he can talk about himself, about his profession, and how he come to know about this Toastmaster and what is his aim. Do you like to? Yeah. Over.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. Today I'm here first time, but if I talk about myself, when I was studying my 10th class in Independence Day, I gave my first speech on the stage, and that day I thought I can speak in front of people, but I have a problem to speak in front of people, and I feel shy, and I feel fear when I speak in front of people. So one day I was searching on YouTube, and then I watched this great Toastmaster Club, and so today I joined this Toastmaster Club, and thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, guest Akash. Good try. Is there anyone from online? Pallavi. Okay. 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 So that's it for today's Toastmaster table topic master, and I am handing over to the TM OD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avadhoot. Do we have voting for best ever topics today? No? Fine. So let's move on to our evaluation session. And to conduct session, we have our Toastmaster Jay, General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Jay, for the evaluation session. Toastmaster Jay. He's there.
Yes.
Fine. I guess you're fine. You will, sure.
Just a second. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Now let's go ahead with our last session for the evaluation. For that, first I would like to call the evaluator 1, Toastmaster Pradeep. Toastmaster Pradeep, Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jay. And first of all, I would like to say thank you for giving the presentation by Toastmaster Rohan. So he has the topic chosen was like transformation of a skill. That everybody in the world, in our country and everywhere, the people are talking about the skill. And even our Prime Minister of India has also started a skill. So it's a skill. It's not only related to in terms of the person who is working in the office. It's related to the all the person. If somebody is doing like woodwork, carpenter, so there also some skill is there. But in country like India, what is there? People, those who are only educated and those who are working in the office, there only people will think that they are more skilled and their skills are only getting rewarded in terms of good money. But if just I'm comparing with the like foreign countries, so they're like everybody, I can say that whatever he's doing, some like carpenter, he's there, he's doing some good work. If some daily laborer is doing or any building person is doing, so they are well versed in their skills, so they are getting rewarded for that. But in India, the highest skill is education. After that, only some skill is there. Then all these communication skills. So everywhere communication is playing the role. And first of all, Toastmaster Rohan has started his speech by asking a question. So what is the most important thing for any person to succeed in his life? And so we have got some reply from our audience also, like soft skill, communication skill. That was a very good start, and that has shown like positive vibe, and he was confident while asking the question. And one more thing, what I like from his speech, that he is more courageous, that whatever he was feeling from his deeper heart, he has gone and he has asked to his manager how I am going to succeed, because in his company and so many persons are there from the IITs and IIM, and he will be from tier 2 or tier 3 college. So this question comes to everyone, but asking this question to our manager requires a courage. So kudos to for that, because he's the only person he can guide you, and he's there in the business, so he can tell you how to come out from that. And one more thing, he has talked about like a strategic framework to run a successful business. So there he has told a strategic framework. As he is a MBA graduate, so he could have demonstrated some example, like how he has taken some strategic decisions, and that has given a good result. So that could have added more advantage for that. And apart from that, his body language was good, and his whatever he was speaking, that his speech was crystal clear, and it was listened, and it was understandable to everyone, and it was plain English. And he has also focused about how we can upgrade our skill by trying different type of taking the role in our Toastmaster journey itself. If he has given one very nice example, if somebody is taking a role of evaluator, so he will be patient to listen, so that will improve his listening skills. And if somebody is going for like for presiding officer, he is becoming, or VP PR or VP membership, so by that he is going to increase his presentation skills. Those things was very well explained and very well he has told. But as we know that this is a prepared speech, what I felt that preparation was less, and I was not able to hear that whether he has completed his 5 minutes that allotted time. So that is only one thing. And however, I can understand that for new members, for finding a project to deliver in front of the people, that will take some time. So, but I can say that kudos to you for you have taken the courage to deliver the speech. However, it was not fully prepared. So you have to take care of the time, and in your upcoming speeches, and you will become like a good communicator. I can say that. It's over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Pradeep. Now I would like to call my tag team. So first, I would like to call our language evaluator on stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jay. So let me start by sharing my report. Please let me know if you are all able to see the screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
So the word of the day, English, was used by Toastmaster Avadhoot and Toastmaster Venkatesh. I couldn't find any usage of the phrase of the day, but I believe we will sing to a different tune once we know the word. So congratulations on both the speaker who have used the word of the day and the phrase of the day. Now let me go on to some good usage of English language that I found in today's meeting. So DTM Mukta ma'am said music to my ears. So which basically means something that is very pleasant or gratifying to hear. Again, she used one word cognizant, which basically means we are aware of something. Toastmaster Venkatesh used two words which is optimistic and pessimistic. These are like two opposite words of each other. Optimistic is something where we see the positive side of something, and pessimistic is a kind of person who sees the negative side of something. So that's a great usage of word. Then Toastmaster Ashutosh used one verb which is accustomed, which basically means used to. So these were the some good usage that I could found. Coming to some grammar improvement, during the meeting someone said to mute. The better usage could have been keep yourself on mute, as we tend to use passive voice in such sentences rather than using the infinitive. Someone said this seniors, so the pronunciation of this was, if we are referring to seniors, so it is plural. So instead of saying this seniors, we can say these seniors. Someone said very interesting. So very is something that we try to use less. So instead of saying very interesting, we could have said captivating or compelling. Someone said we are keep on, which can be replaced with we can or we will keep on. And someone said surrounded by us should have been replaced by we are surrounded by. So these were the some grammar improvements from my side. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, language evaluator. Now I would like to call our R counter Toastmaster Anish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. This was a relatively smaller meeting, so there's not much to note about the R's and the ums, but still I do have a list, and I'll start by calling out all the flawless speakers. So firstly, the flawless speaker of the day is you, Toastmaster Jay. In the role of general evaluator, Toastmaster Jay was one of the flawless speaker. Secondly, we have president of our club, Toastmaster Abhishek. He was flawless during his address. Then table topic speaker number 1, Toastmaster Venkatesh, and table topic speaker number 2, Toastmaster Ashutosh. So let's give a big round of applause to all the flawless speakers. Now moving on to the speakers who were not flawless or who had some crutch words in their usage. I'll start off with the role players. Toastmaster Deeps, who played the role of Sergeant at Arms. You used one so and 3 R's and one unnecessary pause. Now, I do understand that role of Sergeant at Arms is a difficult one, and we always are on our nerves when we start the meeting. So controlling these words can be little challenging for a Sergeant at Arms. What suggestion I can give you is you can maybe do some breathing exercises to calm yourself down, and maybe rehearse a bit on the words and sentences. That way, the R's and the ums can be reduced. Then secondly, we have second role player, the major role player, Toastmaster Raghvendra, who was TM of the day. He used one R and one unnecessary pause. While I understand the role of Toastmaster is a long role and there will be many R's and ums, but the role you played was absolutely beautiful, a very least usage of R's and ums. No particular suggestion for you from my side. Then I will move on to timer. Toastmaster Mayuresh, you used one so and 3 hours. The timer role, I can suggest maybe when you get onto the stage, maybe you might get caught onto some nerves, and maybe that's why the R's and ums are coming up. So you again, same suggestion for you: just breathe before going on to the stage, and your R's and ums might be reduced. Then our counter, which was me, I did use some R's and ums. I won't talk much about that. Another role was grammarian, Toastmaster Chandra. I forgot to mention he's also the flawless speaker for the day. Then speaker, Toastmaster Rohan, he used only one R and one unnecessary pause. The sentences were well connected, is what I felt, and the pauses were used appropriately, apart from just one unnecessary pause. You seem to be quite in control with your language usage. So we can see that there are very less R's and crutch words. So a good job to you, but you can avoid the pauses and R's. Then evaluator, Toastmaster Pradeep, you used one so and one R and one like. Again, same suggestion for you. It is just something which happens in while we are in the flow of speaking. You can just breathe and be a little more calm while speaking. Then we have table topic master, Toastmaster Avadhoot. You used one and, two so's, two R's, and one okay. But I guess this was the first time you played this role, so maybe there might be some nerves. You can just again same thing, breathe, and you can play your role without any crutch words. And for guest Vishnu and Akash, both of them use 3 R's during their speech. Again, same suggestion. It can be challenging to come on stage and speak flawlessly, but if you breathe and calm your nerves down, all these words can be avoided. So that's all about my report. Over to you, General Evaluator of the Day.
Thank you, our counter Toastmaster Anish. Now I would like to call the timer. Toastmaster Mayuresh, please. We cannot hear you. You are not audible.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, now.
Okay, so as I was saying, all our table topic speakers were able to finish their speeches uh, within the given time, and also the evaluator managed to finish his evaluation within the time. So that's it for the timer report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Okay, so now let me go ahead with all the role players. First, Sachete Tam, Toastmaster Deep. You were very energetic. You set the tone of this meeting. Started the meeting bang on time. You stated the club mission. Perfect. You also took the introduction from the guest. Amazing. Only one suggestion. The club mission, we cannot change even a single word. So it's real good. You learned it, you read it, remembered it, but be precise in staying the club mission. No change is required. That's all. You did a fantastic job. Second, our counter Toastmaster Anish. Kudos to you. I have not found any flaws in your report. Only the thing in the next time, try to be a little bit more precise or take less time to demonstrate your report. Next, timer Toastmaster Mayuresh. You also did an amazing job. However, because of this online and offline audience, you were facing some hiccups. So for the timer role, not today, in future also, always plan a buddy for you who can help you for any transition similar to like this. Okay. Otherwise, your job was also amazing. Language Evaluator Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, you have used the presentation so that we can remember it, but you could put few more images related to that word which can sink in our mind for a long term. However, your job was perfect and a kudos to you. Next is Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Raghvendra. After a long time, we were having an amazing Toastmaster of the Day on our stage. It was the perfect show managed by you within the defined time You have well played all the roles and helped the club to conduct the meeting on time. Great work. No suggestion from my point of view. Next, evaluator. So you have given the very CRT approach, clear, precise evaluation. However, you missed one thing, the summarization. The summarization should be so crisp and crystal clear, a member can remember it. Okay, I was good in body language. I was lagging with the content and I have to improve this. So work on the summarization point. However, role perfectly played by you. Great work. Next is presiding officer. Toastmaster Abhishek, your address were to the point, related to the theme, and help the club to succeed. Example, how we can reduce the stress. You have directly connected it with the theme. You had a good research on your topic and it was really good. And that is the expectation from a presiding officer. Kudos to you. Next is the education session by distinguished Toastmaster Mukta NAdkar. She has managed the time. Otherwise, nearly took 1 hour 30 minutes, but somehow she completed in 1 hour 5 minutes. We have also allocated adequate time to her, and the session was amazing, and it was on 100% right time before the XCOM election, so that members can understand their roles and responsibility and nominate themselves. Great work by the team, XCOM team and DTM Mukta NAdkar for the education session. I hope I covered almost all. So now let me go ahead with the general one. Table topic master. Apology, I missed. So table topic master, you also did a fantastic job. Your topics were very much relevant. Only one suggestion for you. In case we are having less time, then try to be little more precise. Example, no need to say, let's choose one ticket or slip and then open it. Just say you have to speak, honesty is the best policy, honesty is the best policy, Toastmaster Venkat. Try to save the time because table topic session is the time where we manage all types of hiccups normally. However, you have explained the rules very well. You call all the guests and senior Toastmasters. So great work. Practically, no suggestion, no opinion. You did a fantastic job. Now, the overall meeting, the conduct of the meeting was really nice. The format was very well prepared and executed by all the members and the role players. Invitation and role information, nomination, everything was perfect. And that is the way how a meeting should happen. That's all from my side. And let me give the control back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Raghvendra. Thank you.
For your crisp and wonderful report. I hope we have learned many more things to improve on our meetings for next upcoming meeting. Now let's move ahead to the moments of glory. I request our club's president, Toastmaster Abhishek, if any announcement and if there is any announcement or closure of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghavendra. And again, the meeting was very energetic. We have last role after the education session. First of all, education session was very insightful, and your session conducted by you and other role players were amazing. Thank you so much. Before moving ahead to rest of the session, let us have the guest feedback for today's meeting. So, Toastmaster Raghavendra, would you help me for the guest feedback?
Feedback. How did you find your meeting, and if you
So again, I'm Vishnu, and thanks to Toastmasters team for this wonderful session. I'm not the right person to comment at this point time because this is my very first session, but hopefully what I'm expecting I will get once I join for the future sessions. Thank you. What do you guess, Akash?
Okay, Toastmaster, this club is great club, and today I'm feel very happy to join this club. Thank you.
That's all the guest feedback. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghvendra, and definitely we would want you to continue attending our meeting and also in the future be our member. Thank you so much for joining our club meeting today. Now, as we are lack of time today, let us not have the voting for today's meeting. Again, we have one speech only. So again, well done everyone for today's meeting. There are a few announcements we have. First is that we will have our election on 6th of November. As we have the education session, it might help you to understand the role much better. The last day for nomination will be 3rd of November, and after that, on 6th, we will have our election. If you have any question, then you can ask any of the executive committee member or to election committee. You can send a nomination through WhatsApp message or you by sending the reply to the mail. So nominate yourself for the roles and it will help you improving yourself. Now the announcement is that Toastmaster Mayuresh, Toastmaster Mayur and Toastmaster Jay supported all allied Advanced Toastmasters Club for the contest. So great job Toastmaster Jay, Mayuresh and Mayur. And I'm also feeling proud to say that our club has supported multiple clubs. As Toastmaster Jay said, nearly 50% of our club we have supported. Our Toastmasters Club Pune Northwest is supported from the district. So great job over the club for the growth and supporting other clubs as well. And another announcement is that on 19th of November, we will have our contest, division level contest. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar and Toastmaster Nilesh will be attending this. So I will request you all to be present, and also you can nominate for yourself for different role in the contest well in advance, and you can support the district and also encourage our member who will be representing our club in the division level. So these are the announcement. Before closing, I will request you all to please turn on your camera and let us have a group picture. Okay, picture is taken. Okay, so with that, I finally adjourn the meeting. And if you have any personal chat or chit chat you want, you can do here. So finally, I officially adjourn the meeting today.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for this opportunity.